Right, it's actually getting there. All I'm doing now is really hammering out these dirty grey creases, because I never knew that these turkey dishes were so bloody tough. I mean, what did they expect the turkeys are going to try and escape? I honestly don't know, but these are some tough. And I mean, I know aluminium's a metal, but it's a soft metal. And you know, they fill it full of things to keep it soft, like fairy droppings and whatever. So that's actually taking shape really nicely, and if I pick the camera up I can show you, because that's the original one, corroded hell. And I think as well that corrosion spot there in the aluminium matches perfectly all this corrosion on the casing. And I wonder if it's because condensation builds up on there when it's being cold and then you put the heating on, or vice versa when it's being hot and then the cold cools it down and all the condensation pools in there. So I'm going to guess that could be a possible answer. Anyway, this is mine. Original. Oh, wait, hang on. Which one was which? Oh. Aha! That one's mine, because that's got the hole in. Not got the hole in, I should say. Right, so let's have a hole. Now it's got to come out in a little lip. So if I see it about there. See, now that's a funny thing. I'm having to hammer this where I've creased it up, and yet with a Stanley knife it just glides through it like butter. Or for you southerners, butter. For us northerners, butter. If you're in London, it's batter, innit? And if you're in a pond, is it duck butter? Oh god, that cracked me up. Right, let's get rid of that. And now, again, I was just about to actually cut it, but the original one's not cut, it's just creased. So, oh, it is actually tearing here when I'm creasing it, to be fair. That's me not deliberately destroying it. That's me not, or that's not me deliberately destroying it. Needs a bit bigger, doesn't it? So, you see, but the trouble is, you can crease inwards, but you can't crease outwards. So, if that, well, let's see if I can first get this to fit on the way it should fit on, and that is going into all the gaps, fitting the shape after it's been hammered, and creasing up where it must crease. And there, I think I need another crease actually, because this is not done right, unfortunately. That needs a tighter crease there to kind of pull that in. Yes. that. And I suspect this needs a very small crease the whole height of the corner. Holy moly! It's tough stuff. Right, so this one needs a small crease just about there, but just a little bitty one. Something along the lines of that. Now we're getting there, baby. Now we're getting there, baby. Yes, indeedy. We're on our way to Hollywood. Right, so that needs to pull up into this end cap as far as is reasonably possible. I think that crease is too large. I need to bring that out a little bit. Whew. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. I miss my calling. I think when I grow up, I'd like to build spaceships like rockets and that. Look at that. If you were on the moon, you would absolutely love that to live in. Now, I think I'm going to trim a little around here because it's quite a significant bend, which we don't need. No, it's alright, you moon colonizers. This bit isn't needed. It might do for the shed. Yeah, baby. Now, if this is Blue Peter, they would have had this one prepared already. Probably a while ago as well. It's not Blue Peter. It's Gabby. It's Sailing Forever Autumn. Right. Where's my cap? Wouldn't it be funny if I got them mixed up and it was actually the blue cap and it was a different size? No, that wouldn't be funny actually. Oh, there baby, it's fitting in. Now, the annoying thing is, I think I'm going to have two very, very small creases. One just there. Ah, I've already got one. So let's just make that one a smidgen bigger, because I think it needs it. Because I'm looking down I've got the same view as you here, and I don't want it obviously to go over the perimeter, if you like, of the red case, the red cap. So that's almost correct. And this corner I think needs a crease too, and I've already got one. So let's just make that a smidgen tighter. That might be enough. No, I don't think it, well, I think it is, but I think, I don't know, I thought I might need another bit here, but I think I might get away with that. That one just needs a bit of shape. Oops. Come by, ship. Now, the testing of it, of course. Pick it up now. The only thing I'm disappointed about is that I didn't seem able to get this to stretch out without having all those splits. I've got some silver metal foil tape. I might wrap some around that. Anyway, will that fit? That's the question. Will it fit where it's supposed to live? Is it destined to work? I'm not sure what it's actually catching on. I don't want to force it too much. It's quite a long way from being on, I think. Yeah, you see that screw goes through there and screws to a clip. So that's basically got to go right the way down to about here. Ooh, you see? Don't knock brute force. So look at that. That's clearly where it's catching. Let's have a look in there. Nope, there's nothing for it to catch on. So it just needs a little tweak. It's probably just because the crease is a weeny bit too thick. No, it definitely hits a distinct stop. So let me figure that one out. And seconds later, look what we've got, guys. I'm just going to sneak this in a little bit, and I'm going to find my little piece of end cap, which goes on the inside of the case, not the outside, Gary. There we go. And oh yeah, I haven't got used to this taking video one-handed while you're trying to do something one-handed. Anyway, that's not quite pushed down yet, but it's in place. That's actually where it should rest. You see the level of that, it's just got to sit under that, which it can't because I've got to pull the case around a little bit, which is fine. Essentially, it does fit. And I've got a feeling, although that foil's split, because that's coming out here, where the air's coming out anyway, I've got a feeling that's not going to matter. I've got a feeling that that's the final exit for the hot air, so it isn't going to matter. So I am going to say with confidence that I have built a rocket ship. Oh, hang on. I've just had a fantastic idea. What have I got around me? Does that look like a robot's head? My name is Robbo, or Will. My name is Will. I'm a robot. Of course, it's not a robot. I'm only kidding. It's actually a rocket ship. I built me a rocket ship. So there you go. Old, knackered, leaking, torn one. New turkey baster. And if anything happens to that, this is where I started from. So let's just have a chorus of approval. Oh, wait a bit. Might need 2 hands for this. Yep. Actually, I need a few hands because I can't get it off. Anyway, what I was going to say was that from that from that to that. That is a thing of rare beauty. Thank you for watching. It's the next morning. I found another couple of screws to put in there. So I added just a couple of extra sprays from the spray bottle of, I can't remember what percentage mix I had this at. It might be 20, I could be making that up. But anyway, you can see it's still bubbling like crazy. So it's still working. It's still working away to stop the oxidization and to convert the oxide that's there. And I think it's perfectly clear as well. You just see the amount of flaky, rusty, dirty bits that have come off. And all the metalwork, or most of the metalwork, where it was rusty is now black. And that's actually a consequence of the acid. It turns the oxide black. But if the item wasn't rusty in the first place, it doesn't affect it. So I'm going to give this a good shake up, because some of the surface black stuff does actually come off when you agitate the items. So this is me agitating. What an agitator I am. Yay! And because it was still bubbling when I came in this morning, although it's late morning, I think I'm going to leave it. If it's still bubbling, it's still working basically. There's awful reflections there, but I do think, yes, there, you can see it's still bubbling. So yep, let's leave that to continue its magic work. I do believe some things that are quite heavily oxidized, they do recommend up to 7 full days, and it's been 24 hours so far, so well, maybe 20 hours. So hey ho, we'll leave that for the time being and see what happens. I bought this today though for the cover, direct to rust metal paint. So I'm going to give that a good rub down, hey, and then I'm going to spray some of this hammerite on, and let's just see how good hammerite is. Speak to you soon. I've just poured those screws out into a cup and then back into that cup with a piece of kitchen towel as a filter. So as you can see, that's all the stuff. White bottom, there we go. That's all the stuff that's come off those screws and clips. You can see the deposits in there. There's some bigger ones, but they've obviously got caught. So now I'm going to attempt one-handed to push all these through the kitchen towel and into the cup. There we go. So that's just rubbish. So now what we've got is these, which don't look very much at the moment, but I've got my friendly acetone, which I can't use because acetone melts these little white cups. So I'll have to get, oh now then, there they are. I knew I had some more of these left. Right, because I think these are tougher and they'll actually take acetone. Well, we'll soon find out. Let's put a little bit in as a test. I don't think it's melting it. Right, I don't think it's melting it at all. So we'll get a little splash more in because I've got loads of acetone. And let's give it a little shuffle. Oh, it's feeling, it's melting through. Or did I just splash it out the top? What happened? No, I think it's definitely melting through. Or is it? Good grief, did I just splash that right at the top? I must have done. How have I done that? Luckily it's only acetone, so we can just evaporate away. It's bouncing around like mad in there. Luckily it's just acetone spill, so it won't hurt anything, it just evaporates away. But you can see how clean these are coming up already. Back to this agitating business. You know I love agitating. I'm very good at it too. Right, I don't think that is leaking. I think for some reason it's just splashing out really easily. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to let that sit for a while in the acetone to make sure the acid's stopped, and I'll come back to it. So I hear you ask, well, what was the outcome of all that work on the Webasto? 40 minutes in one video, 25 in another, and that's only what I filmed. There was a lot more work involved. And sadly, not sadly, firstly the Webasto worked perfectly for quite some time. A few months or something, I think. Worked absolutely perfectly. Was way hot enough. For 2 kilowatt is more than hot enough for the boat, but the temperature started to slowly go down for some reason. It started to give out less heat. So at the end of about 6 months I took it all apart again, and that felt, if you remember in the first video, where the fuel comes in the pipe and then it goes through the felt, and I think it's kind of atomized or something when it comes through the felt, and that felt was destroyed when I first got the boat. So I put a new felt in, and after 6 months, I think that's probably why the heat had gone down. The burn chamber was fine, there was no carbonisation or corking up or anything like that, but the felt itself was in really poor shape. I wondered, if you remember, if you watched the first one, I tried to get it out and it split a little bit. It's not very robust, that felt, at all. So I did try again to get it out, thinking, I wonder if I can clean it, just soak it in some acetone or something like that. But it just couldn't withstand it all being taken out, no matter how careful I was. So that was that felt that was ruined. So that was the end, really, of my messing about with the Webasto. I think it cost me something like 90 quid, 94 quid or something at the very end in parts, and of course all the labour. There was several days work on it, getting it all in better condition, and I ultimately took it out and I threw it in the bin, and I bought a Vivo Chinese diesel heater, which is supposedly 5 kilowatt. I think it's closer to about 3. I think it's about 3 kilowatt, judging by the heat it puts out, and the diesel usage consumption that it goes through. I think it's 3 kilowatt. But anyway, the Vivo so far is working perfectly, absolutely perfectly. I couldn't wish for better. Of course, it's brand new. The Webasto was very old, but the Vivo costs 60 quid. If it breaks, and I bought, even if I had just replaced it and bought a brand new one, I'm not paying it as much as I did just for that small felt thing and a gasket on the Webasto. So it makes utter financial sense to stick with Chinese diesel heaters. So anyway, that's an update. Bye bye Webasto. I'm keeping the switch that I had. If you notice at the end of that last video, I was turning the switch. I'm going to keep that control, because that's really useful to switch the Chinese one on and off. It's a kind of a main switch. But yeah, apart from that, the Webasto's gone. Bye bye. Hello heat from my Vivo. Thank you, China.